Well, hello there. And this is Auntie. And I am here to do a pregame show of Married at First Sight, which is going to be coming on tomorrow. Let me see if I can fix this thing from jumping around. And I have a very special guest with me. Yes, I do. Wait till you find out who it is.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs
with a whoop whoop and a boop boop
auntie
boop.
that everybody needs.
You can make this up.
Now you know that these are some crazy motherfuckers.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie.
So why even bother?
Aunties and lives, sweet old auntie. Aunties and ways. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Well, welcome back, everybody. And this is Auntie. And if this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my, wait a minute, hold on, y'all. My new subscribers, thank you all so much for joining the family. And to all of my nieces and nephews who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. Now, I noticed that there are people who are coming in the backstage. I'm not sure how you got the link, but we are not bringing up any guests. Maybe we will later on, but if you can just hold off from coming into the back studio, I would so appreciate it. Okay. Okay. But anyway, you all, as you all know, I do my Married at First Sight every Thursday, the day after the show. And that's because, I just cannot get on there at that time, right? But there's someone that I watch week after week. Okay, just one second. I don't know why these people are coming on the backstage. I'm not understanding this. Okay. And so, week after week, I do these reviews of 90 Day Fiance. Married at First Sight. But there's someone that I watch all the time, right? And so I wanted to, one day last week, she was on, and I had the audacity, the tenacity to go in her comment section, and she asked me to come up. And I thought, hey, you know what? She and I think, would have fun doing kind of the same thing we did over in her channel. Her name is Janice Hylton. You can find her damn near every day doing some kind of commentary about Married at First Sight. She has a different flair about it. She uses the word, and she calls Gil the Dusty. Okay. And so, without further ado, I want to introduce you all to Janice Hylton. So, let me bring her up on screen. Oh, I can't hear you.
Hi, Auntie. Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. Thank you.
Nephews, this is Janice. You can find her. If my mods can put her in her name in the chat box for me, is Janice Hylton, Hylton.
Thank you.
And I am so excited to be here. I just wanted to let you all know that Janice is trying to get to 12,000 subs. And I know that we can help her do that, right? She helped bring a lot of people over here to me. And you know what? You got to reciprocate.
Yes.
And so when you get an opportunity, please go over and hit her up, right?
Thank you.
Usually, Janice, what happens on my Married at First Sight, it's usually member only chat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I've opened up the chat for your guests, your people who are coming over to join us. I've opened it up for them. Okay.
Thank you. We're happy to be here. We're excited to be here.
So tell us a little bit, tell my nieces and nephews a little bit about yourself.
So I've been on YouTube about 3-4 years. I used to do my reviews on Facebook in my Facebook groups, and everybody would say, "Oh my God, Janice, you need to get on YouTube." And so I just got tired of them harassing me. So I came on YouTube, and so I've been on here for going on the 4 years. I love Married at First Sight. A lot of my content has to do with dating and marriage, and kind of spin off from my books. So I kind of talk about the show and my books, and trying to help women to date better and choose better husbands so that we can do better and be better.
Okay, and Janice also has the tea. She has an opportunity to talk to a lot of the cast. They trust her,
Yeah.
and so she has a lot of tea. So if you're interested in getting tea and spoilers and all of that kind of stuff, hit Janice up. Y'all know I don't do interviews anymore, but I damn sure want to interview Marla. Okay, now
Me too. Me too. Me too.
I'll break my rules for Marla.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the only person that I would like to talk to. So Janice, who is someone that you would like to interview? Have you interviewed on your channel?
I would love to interview Marla. I really don't do interviews because I have to really like the people.
Okay.
And I don't really like any of them like that except for Marla. I would love to interview Marla, and I would love to interview Ryan because I just think that Ryan is this strange guy that we need to figure out what's going on in his head.
Well, first of all, Ryan would have to figure out what's going on in Ryan's head.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna bounce the ball back and forth and all that, and we can sprinkle a little bit of the episode into it that we saw. Our predictions for the next episode. Now, first of all, we've got to talk about this alleged tea. According to the Married at First Sight streets, Jose has thrown Rachel out of the home.
Ooh, Auntie, yes. Did you hear the video?
No, I did not. Do you have it to play?
I do. You know I do.
There's actually a video, but you're not gonna play the video. You're gonna play the sound.
I'm gonna play the sound.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
For some reason, I always get a copyright strike, and I've worked too hard, so I just play the video. Let me find. Why didn't I have this video cue? It's shameful, and he cursed her out and said, "Get the F out." And let me find it, Auntie. I should have had this queued up.
Okay, no worries.
He told her to get the F out of my house. Bounce. Don't tell me they deleted it.
They may have. Just go ahead on and tell us what happened. Tell us what.
So what happened was, apparently Rachel called him, Jose, by another man's name. Well, they were in the kitchen, and she said, "Well, let me tell you about my infidelities." Oh, here it is. No, that's not it. And then, okay, here it is. I found it, Auntie. I found it. You knew I was gonna find it. Okay, can you hear? Let me turn it up.
We were upstairs in the clubhouse, and Rachel calls me by another man's name.
Can you hear?
You called me by a different man's name.
And I immediately apologized. But you locked me out.
You know I lock the door every night.
Without your wife home.
I don't know where you were at.
Then ask. He doesn't care. You have not taken accountability in any of this.
Accountability for what?
Why we're struggling right now.
I don't want to convince you to want to be in this marriage if you don't want to be in it. I don't want you to think that I'm saying it just because.
It's making it worse, you not saying it. I don't feel that you are remorseful at all, and I cannot be your wife.
Don't miss a new episode of Married at
Okay,
First Sight.
don't let that play.
Only on Lifetime.
So he actually told her to pack her and bounce. And she came home at 1 o'clock in the morning and knocking on the door, and he locked her out. He locked her out of the house when she came home. So we're trying to figure out, did she actually sleep with someone, or was it just the name? And would you do all of that because she accidentally called you someone's name? So we'll see tomorrow, but I just think it's terrible that he locked her out of the apartment that he's not paying for.
Oh my God.
And he told her, get the F out and bounce, pack your and bounce.
But here's the thing that I found very interesting in listening to that. Not just the fact that he told her to get out of her place equally,
Mm-hmm.
okay, but that she said that's why we've been having problems in our relationship. They have been alluding to the fact, or at least what we have been seeing on the screen, has looked like they have the perfect relationship other than that fucking whiteboard. But they have been pretending and showing us that they are so loving. They can't keep
Mm-hmm.
their hands off each other. And now she says that they've been having all these problems in their relationship.
Right.
What the hell?
Because I think Married at First Sight, they want us to think that there is this one perfect couple. And unfortunately, there is no perfect couple because they matched them wrong. And we already knew something else was going on with them, because with the whole kissing and oh my God, I love you. And it was just too much. It was just too much. And I'm trying to wonder what do you think, Auntie, the problem is that they've been having? Is it his controlling?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's the
Mm-hmm.
controlling. It's the controlling for me.
Mm-hmm.
If I was in that relationship, I absolutely would be miserable.
Yes.
And I think that he has Napoleon syndrome.
Yes.
He's a short guy, and so because he's short in stature, he think he has to be larger than life in every other
Exactly.
area in his life. That's just
Mm-hmm.
my opinion about him. And he was insecure. Remember at the beginning when they first got married, he was very insecure about whether or not she liked him.
Yes. Yes.
And I think that is still there. And so he
Mhm.
overcompensates in other areas.
Yes.
Like he's extremely controlling and he just wants to flaunt his money. And so
Right.
like a lot of times when you see guys on the street and they have these Lamborghinis and these nice
Mhm.
cars and stuff, and then the bitch step out of the car, and you be like, what the? You're like, oh my God, what the? Oh, okay, never mind. Because all you see them is from the neck up. And so when they step out that mofo car, that's all they are. Is that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so I think that that's what's going on in that relationship. What do you think?
I think so. I think so too. Because remember when they met, and she said, "I asked for a guy that I had characteristics." She's not into looks. Remember that? Oh, I'm not into looks. I'm into more character, personality, and I got it. And his face was like,
Yes.
So I think it's the whole Napoleon complex. I think he's insecure of who he is, and maybe he's thinking, well, how can she like me? Does she really like me? And then maybe they're just showing us their happy times and they're not showing us the real ish. And now we're halfway there and all this stuff is coming out.
And I think it's a disservice to us as fans of the show.
Mm-hmm.
To try to spin the narrative for us.
Right.
Give us the facts and let us make a decision about who these people are.
Right.
Who we genuinely like. We don't need these shock values because
Right.
Women like you, like yourself and me, or myself and you, or the both of us,
Mm-hmm.
we can see past that bullcrap.
Exactly.
And it causes sometimes a lot of controversy in the comment section because, like you were calling Gil a Dusty. And I totally agreed. I totally see past him from day one. You even got to the point where you were able to see his busted Stacey Adams.
Auntie, you didn't see those shoes?
Do you have a picture of the shoes?
I have to go back and take the picture. I just couldn't believe it. I could not believe. You know how you've been wearing shoes and they're bent over. Auntie, Auntie, the shoes you should not wear. That's like you going outside in the yard shoes. No, no, no. You should not wear that shoes out of the house, and especially to your wedding. And the thing is, they got a budget for the wedding, so he didn't even spend the money on the budget, on the money that he got on his wedding stuff.
Did he put it in that offshore account?
He probably did. Because how do you not use the money for your wedding? Even the girls get $1,500 for their wedding gowns alone. That's just for their wedding gowns. $1,500. So I'm sure they gave you enough money for everything you need, but instead of him buying what he need, he wore the busted shoes. I'm gonna find the pictures. Terrible.
It's
terrible.
But they don't need to spin these narratives, and
They-
then when we see him putting her out of the house and her indicating that's why they've been having all these problems in the relationship. It's like, well, why didn't y'all show us that?
Right. And they don't really, another thing is they don't really show us in the sequence that it happened.
True, because you can see it through the editing.
Exactly. Remember this season with Taylor and what was that boy's name from DC? What was his name? Taylor.
Oh, the lion one.
Yeah, Taylor, and how can I not the big incident that happened on the van, they made us think that it was when they were going to the beach or something, and that was actually when he was coming home.
Yeah.
So now with this thing with Jose and Rachel, I'm wondering, when did this happen?
Exactly.
Because last week they were telling each other, I love you. So how do you go from I love you to get the F out, pack your stuff and bounce and get out my house?
But you could kind of tell that there was some troubles in the relationship, even at the housewarming party. I had mentioned it when I did my review of how she was standoffish and seemed really uncomfortable in her own kitchen. And as a woman, we want to be comfortable in our own homes. We know where all the pots are, we know where the season is, and all of that kind of stuff with our eyes closed. But he was in charge of everything. And she was just like, okay, I guess I just stand here and look pretty. You could read all of that stuff that was happening in the relationship anyway.
He's Mr. Husband or Mr. Dad or Mr. Mom. He's too feminine. He's too feminine. And that's a perfect example that you just gave, Auntie, with the whole kitchen thing. Like, he was so super comfy in the kitchen. Nothing wrong with, in the kitchen, cooking in the kitchen. But you're absolutely right. That's one of those things that you can see that she's like, standoffish when she should be really hosting it,
And she wasn't really hosting it. And, he has to be seen and heard. And I think that sometimes when you're in a partnership with someone, you one or the other.
Right.
You're not both. And they showed when he was in the bedroom, he was just, just running his mouth.
Yes.
It was like, but where is she? Why wasn't she with him when she was in the room? And what the production asked them to do? Because usually production had them split up, right? And they go Texas, you know what I mean? Or to the friends. But he was in there with the cast.
Right. And did you notice this season, Auntie, was 3 groups of people last week? Did you notice that? When they split up?
Yes. It's some shenanigans going on. And I'm going to tell you another faux pas, or not faux pas, but another editing mistake. When they sat down with Bao and Johnny.
Yes.
First the glass was empty, then the glass wasn't empty. Then the plate was empty. Then the plate wasn't empty.
Right.
Then all of a sudden he popped off on her. They didn't even show the build up to any of this stuff. So some of the editing with them trying to, in my opinion, give us a narrative of these couples and
Right.
sway our opinions about how we feel about them. They got to do better with the editing so that we, we're
can't
not
notice.
saying something ain't right. It's not. It's like it's not clicking.
Right.
It's not clicking at all. What do you think about Johnny and Bao? Let's talk about them. What's happening on the episode coming up with these two?
Did you? I didn't see them. They were exercising. They was doing yoga. You know what I'm thinking? Is she gonna wash before she get in the bed? Okay.
No, the problem is he gonna wash when he get in the bed, because remember, I think it was, I don't know if it was last episode, and he came home and he was all sweaty and stuff and he wanted to eat. No, you need to go and get in the shower, and they should have shown him getting in the shower and washing that tail. That was, I think, the party that she did for him.
Yes.
Why ain't he washing?
Right.
They went in that bedroom and they never went to the shower, I don't think, unless there's an adjacent bathroom in that bedroom.
And just right. And that part when he said, "Stop looking at me like that," and she was like, "Well, what do you want to do?" And he said, "I just want to take you in the bedroom." And did you see when she was okay, like she's a little girl? I said, "No, why did she do that? Why did she do that?"
What do you think about his comment saying that she's childish? Do you agree with Johnny on it? And if so, why?
I was cringing when there's a couple of times I agree with him about the I'm ready for kissing now. Or when she was in the hammock, she was like, get in here. And I'm like, no. It's something else she did. And I was just cringing. And when they were talking to Pastor Cal, and she did the exact same thing he said not to do, which is the mouth.
The pouty mouth.
I was cringing. I don't like it.
But evidently it's turning him on.
Huh?
It's evidently it's turning him on.
You think it's turning him on?
He's sexing her. He's sexing her, so that's mixed signals, to say the least. Because if those actions have, because here's the thing, she hasn't corrected it.
Right. She hasn't.
And I ain't heard him complain.
Right.
So he's sending her
mixed signals. I didn't think about that, Auntie.
I did.
Unless
if that's a non-negotiable for him, then absolutely he should have made sure that the everything was corrected, and it wasn't.
Or maybe he's accepting. Maybe that's his compromise.
I don't think Johnny's a compromiser. Have you seen him compromise this?
Nope.
I haven't seen him compromise on anything. I've seen him wait to have serious. One of the biggest problems that I have with him is that he waits to have serious conversations in the bed when he's sleepy. And to me, that's very selfish.
Yes.
You should have conversations so that you both can, converse, okay? Because, it takes two to have a conversation. But instead, he says, I feel like, I don't like your laugh. And then she'll go to say something, save it for tomorrow. Like, no! Every serious conversation he has, he wants to have it in the bed. And I think that the bedroom should be set aside for sleeping in.
Right.
Okay. Now, I do understand pillow talk. Right. I do understand pillow talk. But the kind of talking that he's doing is confrontational or it's negative. He's not, giving her sweet nothings to go to sleep to.
Right.
Drop these serious bombs on you, and then I'm gonna turn over and put the pillow in between and go to sleep. I think that that's very selfish of him.
So he's manipulating her. I didn't think about that, Auntie. You're giving me some wisdom.
You didn't.
I've just really kind of okay. Here these two go again. But you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right about having those conversations when you're in bed. I don't want to hear that when I'm trying to get in bed and get romantical and to get a restful night. I don't want to hear that. You're
No,
right.
because that stuff is playing in your mind.
Exactly.
And then when she gets up and she says something about it, like when he said, I don't think I'm ready. And
Mm-hmm.
she sits at the table and says, well, you said that you didn't think you were ready, or you being judgmental. No, this
Mm.
is a carryover conversation from yesterday.
Right.
And you dropped on me and didn't allow me to have a conversation about it. That's what this
Mm-hmm.
is. Um, and so to me, it's a very selfish act.
Yes. Yes.
I've heard an old wise tale: you never let the sun go down on your wrath.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's what he does. He
Mm-hmm.
brings the wrath when the sun is going down
Mm-hmm. In the bed.
in the bed while he's tired and ready to go to sleep with the
Mm-hmm.
pillow in between them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this couple's going to last?
No.
Ooh,
I
okay.
had
Why?
I had high hopes for them because I really like them, but I just think they're too different. Johnny would have to do a whole lot of compromising, and that's not going to happen. And she's going to have to do a whole lot of improving, and I don't think that's going to happen. So no, I don't think they're going to last.
Wow.
What do you think? You think they're going to last?
No. It's just, it's just different when you hear someone else,
Mm-hmm.
thinking the same thing that you're thinking, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because I don't think that they're going to last either.
I wanted them to work, but after getting to know them and their differences, they're just not gonna. I just don't see them
So, do
working.
you believe that opposites can be together?
That it's gonna have to be a whole lot of compromising and a whole lot of settling and a whole lot of shutting up your mouth. And I just think marriage is too important for it to be a struggle. I just don't think it should be so hard and you should be struggling and fighting to stay together. I just don't think that's what marriage is supposed to be, because then you're so tired, and your marriage is not about loving and family in the bedroom. It's about our struggles and us trying to stay together.
So, but I've heard people say that they did not stay in a marriage because the two of them were too much alike.
Really?
Absolutely. I don't want nobody
Well,
that's
I
like
don't.
me. I need a yin to my
Right.
yang.
I don't like, I don't want somebody who is exactly like me, but I want someone we have things in common. For like my husband and I, we love history, we love politics, we love to read. We have a lot of foundational, our core goals are similar. Faith, family, and finances. I think those three things, the faith, family, and finances, you must agree on.
The
And
three
then
L.
other things like, like you love the sun, I love winter. That's workable. But I don't want somebody exactly like me. My husband loves to cook. I love to eat.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I always think that you have to have a yin to your yang, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And I don't want someone who's like me. That's never worked for me.
Mhm.
Um, I've always liked someone who was opposite of me.
Mhm. So
Um,
explain that, Auntie. What does that mean?
that means that by nature, naturally, I'm an introvert. I'm
Okay.
extremely introverted, right? I love being by myself. My daughter's an introvert as well. But then
Mhm.
I know how to step into the role of an extrovert, like doing
Okay.
this, right? Um, but I don't want someone else who's an introvert.
Right, right. I can see
You
that.
need to be extroverted so you can, pull that out of me.
Yes.
Um, I'm not going to be now. I used to, but I'm not going to be the life of the party. I am
Right.
going to be there to enjoy it. But if
Mhm.
you're the life of the party, I don't have a problem because I'm partnered up with you.
Right.
And so that's what I mean when I don't want, someone who's just like me.
Mhm.
I grew up in the arts and singing and all of that. I've never dated a musician. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want someone who is doing the same thing. I could have a nerd who's looking at Star Trek all day,
Right, right,
right? I mean,
right,
that's the kind of, so I mean, just some of the things that we like could be common.
right.
We could be on common ground, but it's okay, and it works better for me for us to be different.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I'm starting to think I'm an extra. I'm an introvert too because I love to be alone.
Yes.
I love to be alone. I told my husband, "Any, you want to do something for me? Take the kids and go." Okay.
And extrovert, introvert really means, because a lot of my friends, when I'm around them, I'm extroverted. I am, for the most part. I've met a lot more since I've gotten older, but for
Hmm.
the most part, I can talk to anybody. I've never met a stranger.
Hmm.
However, that is not where I draw my energy. And that's what extrovert, introvert means. It means, where does your energy come from?
Right, right.
What is your energy source? People
Hmm.
are not my energy source. Although I enjoy people,
Right.
they're not my energy source. Reading a book,
Yes.
researching something,
Yes.
making things with my hands,
Hmm.
um, using my creativity that way is where I gain my energy. And so, because, and when I do those things, when I'm allowed to be in that space, I am such an, when I go into a role of being an extrovert, I'm over the top.
Yes, me too. That's why I
Because
think
I've gotten my energy, I've gotten my energy. What about
yeah.
you?
I think so too, because I'm thinking when Merla said she was an introvert, and I started thinking, and I said, maybe I'm an introvert. And everything you just said, that's me. The little boy left the fridge open. I'm sorry, Auntie. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Oh my God. You know,
So I'm hoping you all are enjoying this. Okay, she's back.
I'm back.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
she's back.
sorry. You have
It's
this fridge that
okay.
talk to you now.
I got
I,
you over here. I got you over here.
yes, Auntie. I think I'm an introvert too. I love being. I can go a whole month and not talk to people. I don't necessarily have to talk to people. I get up. I go to bed early. I'm up at 4 o'clock, and I'm down here reading, writing by myself. I love to be alone. I love to be home. I love to be alone. Just leave me alone. And I totally agree with you about where you draw your energy from is just being alone.
Mm-hmm. I draw my energy from that. And again, a lot of people think, oh, introvert means that you're quiet. It means you're
Hmm.
mousy, you're a hermit, and all of that. No, it just means, what is your energy source?
Right,
And
right.
some people can go into a crowd and suck all the energy out of the room,
Hmm.
because they so extroverted.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's their energy source.
Right. And I
That's
think
and they
that's
don't
my
want to
husband.
be alone. They don't
Right.
want to, they don't want to be alone. They are sociable. They always want to have something at the house, or
Hmm.
always be attending things.
Right.
That's the introvert. That's not me.
Me either. I'm
That's
so
not me.
glad I didn't marry a man that I have to entertain. I couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, and I don't mind. I mean, I've been with those kind of guys. Most of the guys that I date, like I said, are opposite of
Hmm.
me. We have the same common principles. Well, some of them did, because
Right.
some of them, I was at a point, honey, I didn't care. Just show me the money. I was a Marla, okay, but
Yeah,
now I'm a
yes.
real Marla, right? I got my own stuff, and
Hmm.
I pay my own way. And if I want to go to a restaurant and get a drink that
That's
my
right.
favorite YouTuber is drinking on, then I can go to that restaurant. Why do you think that the women have been so quick to believe? Listen to the question, okay? And y'all let us know down in the comment section. Why do you believe that the women, or some of the women who have watched this show, were so quick to believe that Marla was worse than Gil, or materialistic, or the bad person in this relationship, who needed to be checked by ugly ass, speed bump, neck, throat ass, Gil, the Dusty.
Because they're men and their husbands are gills.
Well, what about the single women?
They date gills. I
Okay,
have a
so what
I
is
have
a
a
Gil?
I have a lot of single women on my channel that defends him, and I just can't understand it.
But why? Why do you think that they do? Why do you think that women are drawn to this busted? Um, um, in my opinion.
I think because either they don't know that they can do better, or they don't want better, or that's what they know. That's the environment they're around. I mean, or those are the men that they're used to, or those are the men that is in their environment. And so with poor little Marla don't want to be
Hmm.
bothered with him. They're like, well, what's wrong with you, girl? He's a good man. And I'm like,
But
what?
who says he's a good man? He just got a full-time job.
Thank
He
you.
just got a real job.
Thank you. At almost 40. At
You
almost
still
40,
don't know who you
Auntie.
are, but you want me to know who I am.
Right.
And what I don't know about myself, you absolutely are certain that you're going to tell me. You're going to tell me about my eyelashes. You're going to tell me for the audacity of a man
Yes.
to say, Auntie, how much are those lashes? I didn't ask you for the money to buy the lashes. Do you like how they
Hmm.
look on me? Just doesn't have any compliments. Have you heard him compliment her?
Not once.
Not one time.
Not one time. And
Not one time.
this is what I don't understand, Auntie. I'm like, you cannot tell me, I said this to the girls, you can't tell me one time he complimented her.
Not one
Even to
time.
his mother, he said, oh, she's bougie. You
And
know,
what
when
is bougie? Let me look
bougie,
up the damn definition for
no,
bougie. Hold on.
bougie is
What
a
is
word
bougie?
that poverty-minded people use
Ooh.
to describe black people that have pulled themselves up out of poverty.
Okay, so the definition, the urban's definition
Yes.
of bougie is one, aspiring to be a higher class than one is. She's
Ooh.
aspiring to be, she is.
Uh-huh.
She's not aspiring to be, she is.
She is.
Therefore, she is not bougie.
Mm-hmm.
She's not aspiring to be, she can afford the Christian Louboutins. She can afford the Louis. She can
Mm-hmm.
afford the Chanels. She can
Yes.
afford all that. So she's not aspiring to be the stuff she is. He's bougie.
He's bougie.
By this definition,
He
he's
is.
bougie.
Even though he says he's not. He says, I'm a firefighter. I don't make that much money. I'm not bougie.
Well, he's bougie because he's aspiring to be a mofo who got a bank account.
Mm-hmm.
He's aspiring to a mofo that is not using his 401k plan as a savings account. Bitch, who does that? He's the one that's aspiring to be something that he is not.
Exactly.
Let me finish reading this definition. Hold on, where's the rest of it? It is derived from the Borgias, meaning middle upper class. She is middle upper class.
That's right.
Traditionally despised
Mm.
by communists. So in modern day English, someone who is bougie is creating an air of wealth or upper class status, whether it's true or not. She is not bougie. He is.
He is.
He's the one that's coming out here, that's fronting, acting as if he is in a class that he is not in. And furthermore, he believes that he sits high up on the throne and he looks, okay? You know what I always ask? What is a queen without a king?
Mm.
A queen.
Mm-hmm.
She's still a queen.
That's right.
Okay? It doesn't take a king to make her a queen. She
That's
just
right.
is a queen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
That's
Even
right.
Queen Elizabeth, what was her husband's title?
Duke. Duke.
Was
It
it
was
Duke?
Duke. It was Duke first, and then he became a prince.
And
He can't be
still-
king.
And he won't king.
He cannot be king.
Yes!
He can't
He
be
still
king.
was a queen
He's
without
still the
a
queen.
king.
That's
Women,
right.
don't ever let no man take your crown off your head.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever let no man misuse the dictionary.
Right.
You make sure you check. He is bougie. He is pretending to be something by this definition.
Mm-hmm.
He is pretending to be middle class.
Right.
And he's not.
He's
Because
not.
if he was living here in this area, the poverty line is 39,000. He's making what, 40?
He started out at 20, 26, 28.
At 40 years old.
At almost 40, and I think it's 36 with overtime. At almost 40, auntie. You know, at 40, you're halfway there. You know, you're halfway there. You should know. Come back. At almost 40. We should be halfway there. He just started his 401k. And these are the things that women are not looking at. All they're looking at
No, they not. They just looking at a good look and a seemingly big cucumber.
Yeah. He's definitely bougie.
He's bougie.
And I just don't understand it, auntie. I just don't understand these women who are making the excuses for him. Like, oh, he's so wonderful. He's so great. I'll take him. I'll have his 8 kids. And I'm like, how you going to take care of 8 kids?
And do you believe that people are, and and I'm going to ask this, and I know it's going to be really controversial with me asking this, but do you believe that a lot of women are just jealous of what they see, her material things?
I think so, because they can't have it. They can't buy it. They can't. I think they are. They absolutely are jealous of her ability to buy those things. That's why they hate her. And for her, the nerve of her to not be interested in, how dare her not want him, be interested all over him and all of those
And
things.
how dare she not kiss him?
And how dare her not kiss him or enjoy the little foot rub with the value lotion? Did you see the value lotion?
You couldn't go out and get a nice smelling massage oil to oil my feet. You think that she is going to be impressed with some, because after a while the lotion goes dry, bitch. Especially when it's cheap lotion.
Right.
It could have at least been some. Was it Palmer's?
It was Palmer's, auntie, the value one. Now, you use that when you get out the shower, you go to bed or something, but you're trying to impress somebody,
And then he was looking at her dreamy eyed, and she was like, mm-hmm. She said, I'll give him about a 5. It's unfortunate because as women, we should put ourselves in the position where we can love someone because we want love and not because we need them or financially we're unable to take care of ourselves. So we believe that joining ourselves with a man, no matter how broke he is a step up for us. Women, it's time for us to have our own property. It's time us to do all of those things that all those things you want to achieve them. And you don't need a man to do it. Exactly. And when a man comes into your life and he can't appreciate what you have built, then you don't need to be with him.
That's right. Exactly.
And the thing about it is, Janice, is everything that she has, with the exception of probably a car. Well, I mean, everything depreciates, but she can sell it.
Absolutely. You see, she sold her wedding gown.
What?
Oh, you? Did you see that, Auntie? Did you see that?
No.
Oh, I got to email you the picture. I'm sorry.
She saw her wedding gown.
Yeah, the show started one week, and the next week her wedding gown was up for sale.
And you know what the thing about it is? We don't know how hard she had to work to get what she got.
That's right. That's right.
Because she was at a honeymoon and was working.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Okay, Mr. can be off work, but not sister.
Right.
Sister still gotta work and she gotta maintain.
Exactly.
And I don't see anything. I see her trying to be loving towards him. I see her trying to make a connection with him. I think that some of us have been hard on her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he's been through in his life as to why he's just building a career at 40.
Mm-hmm. But you would think after everything he's been through, because people, I'm from the islands. So people from the islands, when you come here and you have a testimony like his, you will not be 40 and be, you just, no talk about your savings is in your 401k.
That's
my savings
that's
is
a
in Colombia.
retirement.
It's Colombia that I can't touch. Huh? And you just started your 401k, sir.
And she
Ain't
said,
no money
honey,
in there.
if we trying to buy a house, we starting at the bottom.
Right.
That means he had nothing to offer her.
Absolutely not. And now the people are mad because they're like, oh, she's selfish. She could buy them the house.
What?
Have we not learned from all these other women who's done it?
What? Oh, wait a minute, hold on. What? People are these people on your comments?
On Facebook.
Because I ain't seen no damn people on my comments saying anything like that.
Oh, they come over me with the bull crap, Auntie. Yeah.
People are saying that in your comment section.
She's selfish. She has the money. She could buy it or put the down payment down. No.
Why would she do that?
Because you know what?
She already has a home.
She has a home, and depending on what state they're in Texas, so it's a common, what is it? Communal property or something. So it's
not to bring it in there though. But if she brought that in there before, now she should have probably signed a prenup. But
they do sign a prenup for Married at First Sight.
Okay. Well, he ain't get dead.
But I think after a year or something, it kind of expires and it becomes like a real marriage or real paperwork.
Yeah, because I heard that they pay for that if they choose to have a divorce, that they pay for some of it. Is that true?
If they choose, well, first of all, everybody get paid. 50,000, 100,000, they get paid.
And then they get a stipend too, right?
They get a stipend. If they stay married for 6 months, they get their rent paid for 6 months, 5,000, 10,000. And if they get a divorce within a year, then the show pays for it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, so what do you think about Brett and what's his name?
Ryan. I feel sorry for her. I knew he wasn't gonna like her. She's a beautiful girl.
Okay, tell me why. You can't be saying nothing like that. Don't tell me why.
I think she's the opposite, but she's the opposite. She's like tomboyish. I think Ryan would be more attractive to. Remember Katie that was married to, was it Zach?
Yeah.
The mean Zach that was sleeping with her, but didn't want. I think he would be more compatible with her. I think Brett is a little bit too tomboyish for him. I don't think she's feminine enough. That's the word.
Oh, you think he wants like a little prissy woman?
He wants to. That's the word. Thank you, Auntie. He wants a prissy woman. Because remember how he was with her friend? Do you remember when the friend came over and he was smiling and stuff? I've never seen Ryan smile. Until the friend came over, I said, oh, he has nice teeth.
And you know what the thing about it is, he says that he's an introvert, but I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
I don't see an introvert in him.
I don't see it.
I think he's quiet on purpose. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't think he's an introvert at all. I just don't see it in his personality.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
I
think?
I think like Marla, Ryan is being politically correct because of his family businesses. And so as of this is week number 5, he's still keeping it politically correct, so that there won't be any backlash. And so we'll see what's going to happen this week. But I don't think we're going to see him act crazy or anything. I just think he has too much with his family businesses and stuff. I don't think we're ever going to see him act like Jose act.
Hmm.
I don't think so. And
Okay. Go ahead.
I think Brett she has to have somebody who is politically the same. A lot of people do, but I don't think he is. I think he's someone who's open politically, and he don't care what you are as long as you're prissy and you match into his little box of what he wants.
Wow. I
What do
feel
you
sorry for her too.
I really do. I was really hoping for her, Auntie. I just think that she's one of those women who, just need to be loved and accepted and appreciated. But I just don't think Ryan is it for her.
Yeah.
I really do feel sorry for her. I like her. I like them both, but I just don't think Ryan is it. And he's saying it. I'm waiting for the sparks. I want it. I can't see it. I can't feel it. I'm waiting for it. It's never going to come, Ryan.
Okay. I don't think so either. I mean, if you got to force it, it's just not. It's just not
It's
there.
nothing.
It's not there, and it's okay
Mm-hmm.
for it not to be there because this isn't someone that he went after. However, I do believe that a lot of times when you've dated a lot of people, you become numb
This is true.
to what is and what is possible. Because you've been out there so long
Mm-hmm.
that you believe that you've seen it all, you've heard it all, and you've done it all. And
Mm-hmm.
so when a person comes into your life, you discount everything because you've been out there for so long that now you just all used up and dried up and can't be optimistic about being in love
Right, right.
because there's been so much hurt and so much what is the word that I want to use to describe? You're just tattered.
Yeah,
You've been
yeah.
in the storm too long.
Mm-hmm.
And so because been with so many women, I think 100 women.
And he falls in love easily.
He's numb to love. He wouldn't know it if it stood up in his face. Just like he doesn't realize because he's so in his head,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't realize she's even attracted to him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All the things she's saying, he's like, oh.
Yeah, it's going over his head because he's numb. He has no more
Mhm.
feelings. He needs to detox and be by himself and go and seek some serious counsel.
Yeah, yeah. Well, tomorrow Dr. Viviana is meeting with them, and we see her crying and her saying there is something that's not there. So maybe she's starting to realize that he's just not that into me. I hope so because I feel like she's giving so much and doing so much, and I'm like, Brett, he don't like
He doesn't.
you.
I don't even think he likes the red hair.
He doesn't. He doesn't. I don't
He
think.
mentioned it on a wedding day. I don't think he likes that.
No, he doesn't.
He's just not attracted.
Mhm.
So Hurricane K
Oh,
and Zach.
the bees. I know you guys. I didn't finish listening to your video, but what do you think about the bees? I enjoyed that little sermon. Auntie, I like that little sermon there.
I thought it was. I just hindsight being 2020. It was the stupidest thing he's ever said. It was so stupid because you look at that same motto or that cliche we hear. If the dog bites you the first time, it's the dog's fault. But if the dog bites you the second time, it's yours.
Yes.
If the bee flies on you the first time, it's the bee's fault. If the bee falls on you the second time, it's your fault. And if the bee stings you the third time, you're an idiot. Also, you don't know. He said that this is a book that he wants to read that he loves. But you've never read the book in order to determine whether or not you love it. This is a book that you're interested in.
Mm-hmm.
And so, to me, he did himself a disservice with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because was she the bee? Was she the tree? Was she the hive? Was she the book? She could have easily been any one of those things interchangeably.
Yes.
I thought it was just very, very ignorant. And here's the thing. He always says, I've been through this in my past relationships. You are the common
Yes.
denominator.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know how to communicate. Janice, what do you think?
I totally agree with you. And, like you say, if you keep choosing the same person, if you continue to have these same issues with women, then it's you, Zach.
It's you. It's you, Zach.
It's you.
It is absolutely Zach. Now, that ain't to say that Michaela ain't certifiable, in my opinion. Okay? But that's just to say that in this instance, it was him.
Mm-hmm.
And then the thing about it is, life, we get what we get in life based on choices and decisions.
Yes, yes.
He decided to leave the house instead of going into an extra room
Mm-hmm.
or staying on the sofa. He cried I'm scared. I don't want to stay in this house. That just lets you see that he has that victim mentality, and he runs from that. Now, maybe there's some things that we have not seen on the screen. You think so, Janice? Okay.
Yeah. I got a thing today, and apparently we don't know if this is true. Allegedly, that this lady saw Zach at the airport, and she was, talking to them about the show and so on and so forth. So remember the flowers when she showed up with the flowers, when Zach showed up with the flowers. He was after COVID.
Yes.
Okay. And then the bee analogy. Okay, that was 72 hours. Between that 72 hours, there was this big falling out with Michaela and the rest of the wives. And so I don't know if you've been wondering, but I've been wondering, there is something going on because there's too much tension between them. All that tension, Auntie, cannot be from, oh, you left and you didn't tell me you was leaving. Oh, I told you I was going to leave. That's too much tension. And so I think there's some other stuff going behind the scenes that we're not seeing. And so the lady said, allegedly, Zach said, it was so bad, and he's not sure if they're going to show it on TV because it was so bad, the falling out. So now I'm wondering, there is another scene, a picture with her. Did you see that one where her hair was in like two Afro puffs, I think? She was sitting on the couch and she got up and she was like, I can't. Did you see that? I'm wondering, was that incident that happened that, because, they don't do it in order. They show us what they want to show us. So now it's starting to make sense why there's so much tension between them, because it just doesn't make sense that all this tension because you left out and didn't tell me you was leaving. There's some other stuff behind the scene that we're not seeing.
And you know what? I when you said that, it made me sit back because every time she goes around the women, she's uncomfortable.
I know.
She's the only one that sits on the edge of the chair.
Yes.
She's never in like a relaxed position. They was like, so Michaela, how's it, now that Zach is back home? We're doing fine. So how's you all? It's really uncomfortable. And she's always the odd man out.
Yes.
And they'll sit on the sofa together, but she won't. Wow.
It's making sense. And my thinking, I thought it in my head as the two women of color, Michaela and Marla, you would think they would be close because I'm close with my Hispanic girls at the job, and so I was thinking that, well, why they're not like hugged up, and they don't speak to each other. Do you notice they don't even speak to each other? And so now I'm wondering, is that why they were split in 3 groups last week? Because they were split in 3 groups last week. And that has never happened. It's always 2 groups when they have like a cookout or whatever. It's always 2 groups. So why were they split in 3 groups last week?
Wow.
So maybe
And nobody came to their housewarming party.
right.
Because usually, when they have like the little things, they have them of the couples over too. And when they went to the house, did Zach and Michaela come to the? Yeah, they came to the house. They came to Jose's house.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It's starting to make sense because I was like, something else is going on that they're not telling us. And I feel sorry for Michaela auntie. I now that I'm thinking about it, I feel now that you say she's certifiable.
Why do you feel sorry for Michaela?
Because I don't think she should be on this show. With that kind of temper, and if you're calling yourself Hurricane K, I mean, who does that? Huh? Who call yourself?
Her sisters call her that, her family.
Her
but
sister.
they have created, in my opinion, that monster by allowing her to feel like she can get away with certain things because she's the youngest. And now that her father has passed away, she has yet another excuse. Now I know how I was very guarded when my dad passed as well. I was 23 at the 20,
So sorry.
23 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt very guarded too. And I was like, I'm not gonna let no man talk to me. My daddy, my protector, wasn't there. And so and I do understand the acting out. I understand the insecurity that comes along with that.
Right.
And I think she probably should have allowed herself more time to grieve before she went on the show.
And didn't she say on Unfiltered that what happened between her and Zach with her, beating up the Lysol and the paper towel? Did she say that was a category 3?
Oh, I don't look at that show because I feel like I'm already looking at 2 hours. Bitch, I'm not giving you.
Oh no, there's some good stuff.
I actually had someone to come in my comments and said, obviously Auntie doesn't look at
Unfiltered.
What's the name of the show?
Unfiltered.
Unfiltered, because she would have known that. Bitch, I don't have time to look at that. Okay, I've got other things that I'm doing. Okay, I have a full-time job. Okay, I take care of my household, and most of the shows that I look at are 2-hour shows, especially on Sunday. So I mean, I've got to take a break at some point.
Yeah,
but
this
I
is
didn't
my
know
first
that.
season watching, but there's a lot of good stuff.
She said she was a category 3.
The incident that happened, somebody could correct me in the comment section. The incident that happened between her and Zach was a category 3. So that means we haven't seen a 5 yet. She said that was a category 3.
That's so inexcusable, because if it was the opposite way, if it was a man, there would be an outrage and a boycott
exactly
against Mareied at First Sight. These women acting irresponsibly like this is just it's no excuse for it.
Right.
Go ahead.
And when Pastor Cal came, like you were saying, what you were saying about her protector and so on and so, how did you feel about what Pastor Cal said to Zach about, you see what you could have made happen because she woke up and her protector was
irresponsible? But I don't hardly halfway believe nothing Pastor Cal said. I don't, because even his suggestion to Marla was, you take your money now and you take care of this man with all these bumps up underneath his, like one of your subscribers said, it looked like a cheese grater, or was it not? It looked like a cheese grater underneath. I just, it's just absolutely horrible. I think one of my subscribers said that.
Horrible. Horrible. Oh, you see what you could have made happen. And auntie, this is a lie based on what we're getting. Because if you look at the clip with Michaela and Zach talking, she said, "I told you," and then they cut him off, and then Michaela said, "But you give me limited information." So he did
He was
tell her.
fully aware.
She was aware. She was aware. And if she said, "Don't wake me up," you know not to wake a woman up. And he's saying that he texts. I don't know about the text, but I'm going to go with him saying, "I told you," they cut him off. She says, "But you give me such limited information." So
Crazy.
she knew.
Crazy.
And I'm wondering, is she working with production?
Probably so. So I'm going to open up the chat for just real quick and see
Okay.
whether or not somebody wants to come in. If you do want to come on, you are going to have to initially show your face on the screen, okay? And have little to no movement for me, right? Don't be in the store, in the grocery store shopping and coming up on a live. Because I've seen people do that, honey. They full-fledged shopping and they up on somebody's live. So if you all would like to come up and ask a question, we're going to give a short period of time. Let me look through the comment section and see whether or not someone, if you all have any questions, if you don't, you're camera shy, you don't want to come on, please click on the link that I have provided for you, or ask your question in the comment section. And if I see it or if Janice sees it, we'll answer your question. Okay. So do you predict that any of these couples are going to stay together?
Nope.
Yeah, I think that they were poorly matched this season. I don't see any of them staying together.
This is the worst season. Every season, I could always pick at least one out. This season, not one. Not one. And that was from matchmaking day. I could always tell from the matchmaking special, they gonna make it. This season, not one. I don't think none of them is gonna make it.
So it looks like we have someone in the back. Janice, I'm going to bring her up. Her name is Fab.
Okay.
Hi, Fab. Welcome to the broadcast.
Fab.
We can't hear you. Muted, Miss Fab.
Okay, so I hear you guys,
Fab.
but it's an
Welcome to the
echo.
broadcast.
Hi. Do you hear me?
We can't hear you. Muted, Miss Fab.
Okay, so
Fab, I think you might have something else going on in the
Yeah,
background.
you got something going on. Is the browser open?
do you hear me?
We can't hear you. Muted. You got to close the browser.
Oh, close the
I
browser.
have something else going on in the background.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
I could hear an echo. I'm like, what's going on?
Welcome.
Hi. How
What
are
you
you,
want to
ladies?
say? What you want to add to the conversation with Janice and I? First of all, are you enjoying this?
Yes. I'm enjoying this a lot. I've been a long-time follower of you, Auntie, with 90 Day Fiance. So, and I've called before, so we've talked on the live.
Okay,
On the
I
phone.
bet you look familiar.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you was, if you noticed that there was a similarity between Jose and Gil and how they both treated their wives, because I find that Jose, he seems like they talked about him not listening, but he doesn't want to take her opinions. He doesn't want to listen. And she's asking for something very simple. I just want a vacation. He could have easily just said, well, think about it. That's something that can happen. It could be a year from now. But he kind of seems like he keeps dismissing her. Gil's the same way. Gil keeps dismissing Marla. And I noticed that definitely around dinner time when he was like, did you think that I would like this place? And instead of him being like, I'm open to the things that you are doing, because she has adjusted herself. And I find that those two men just keep doing the same thing. So I just wanted your opinion on.
Girl, that's a good ass analogy. What you think?
So, this might be controversial. Please forgive me if it does. But you know how they say certain men treat their women. So do you think it's cultural? I'm thinking it's cultural.
I did think about that when he started talking about, well, Gil said, I like to eat at home. And I was like, oh, he's such a Hispanic man. His mama probably cooked at home. That's the one thing. Like my family is Latino. And so they will say, I like to eat at home. I like my food. I like the stuff that I have. So I'm thinking he wants to eat rice and beans all the time. He don't want to go out. But she didn't ask for much. She said, I just want brunch and I want 2 dates. And he looked like he looked like he had a fit over 2 dates. I said, oh no, girl, I forgot that you married a Hispanic man. I couldn't.
I think that's an absolute fabulous analogy. I didn't even think about it that way. I mean, sure.
And Jose is very similar. Jose is, yes, he's the butterfly and he wants to show everything, but he's very particular. You already see that he's like, I'm set in my way. It's a man thing. And he does not listen to her. And she doesn't ask for much.
Right.
Very simple. She doesn't ask for much. She probably does not have as much of a savings as he does, but I'm sure she's been able to handle herself. And her vacations were probably not expensive. When he said Switzerland was expensive, I was like, where do you think she's trying to take you? She's not Mirla. She's not Mirla. You could have been like, we'll stay at a nice, 4-star hotel, something nice, Airbnb. But he was already like New York City. I said, oh gosh, New York, Las Vegas.
Wow, that is good. I'm going to bring somebody up. Hi, Bianca.
Hi, Bianca.
Keep your camera still for us, okay? I have a couple of subscribers who have seizures from a lot of movement, so keep your camera still for me.
Oh, well, I just wanted to bring up the fact about Michaela. Y'all talk about her dad passing. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that happened like when she was a teenager and she's in her 30s. And so I say that to say, like, I feel like she uses that as an excuse for her bad behavior. Like, maybe I know people who have lost, I lost my mother when I was 28 years old, but I know people who lost their parents or a parent when they were children, and they were coddled a lot because that's something traumatic, but they were coddled all the way into adulthood, where when they have these outbursts, they go back to talking about, oh, this is what happened to me and my protector. And I feel like, Zach they're married, but they're not together enough for him to want to protect her. And look how she reacted to him when he tried to school next to her. She jumped away from him. And then Pastor Cal ugly self gonna get mad at her. Oh, look what she wants you over there. How she want me to touch her. I was with Zach when he said the moment was over with. Because I tried to reach out to you. And you jumped away from me trying to show out in front of Pastor Cal. And but I feel like she does this thing where she cries and she gets upset. And then she was like, I didn't know me counseling the event was going to affect you. How didn't you? His family was coming too.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't she? I'm getting very narcissistic vibes off of her.
I do have a question.
How she feels.
I have a question. When they were, I don't know, maybe Janice, because I don't watch the after school, the show. Now, did Michaela and Zach ever conversate while he was in quarantine? Did they ever say that they had kept in communication? Because I feel like they just didn't. There's no way.
They didn't say it, but I'm making the assumption they did, because why wouldn't they be talking on the phone?
I felt like you
I felt like it was a total disconnect.
Yes, because I can't understand how you can't have affection for somebody so quickly. I feel like they didn't talk. I feel like if you felt that your husband was away from you, you'd want to talk to him every single day as much as possible.
That's what I was
thinking. They were not.
And I do believe that too, Fab, because she was so resentful.
Yes, right.
So angry. She took it personal, like he did it on purpose.
On purpose.
Yes. So when Bianca was saying that, was your name Bianca? Sorry. Because Bianca was saying that she's holding, like she was still mad, right? She has that anger. Maybe that was something that she noticed, was that because they just didn't talk and they didn't have that, she didn't get to express herself. and he didn't get to express himself, and so that anger is still held because she was really mad that he got COVID. I don't understand how somebody got mad.
Okay, then, Auntie. So, do you think now that you're saying she was really resentful? I'm still wondering: did she go home because she wanted to go home, or did production send her home? And maybe they didn't talk because she was angry and resentful at him. Because
well,
it
not much time passed
sense.
between her leaving. They saw each other later on that day. All this happened the same day. When she packed her stuff and left, they saw each other that evening. She left that morning. They saw each other that evening. So she wasn't really just gone like that.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like when he left to go take the dog to the dog sitter or whatever, and she packed her stuff and left. From my understanding, it wasn't even a 24-hour time lapse.
No. We're talking about when she left the honeymoon.
We're talking about the honeymoon.
COVID.
Well, I saw Zach say they had been talking every day on FaceTime because he tricked her and made her think that he wasn't coming home, and the whole pop-up with the flowers was a surprise. They had been communicating while he was gone.
Okay.
I saw that, I think, on 2 episodes where it had been mentioned that he has been talking to her every day because he said that he missed her. But and he did mention that they had been FaceTiming. And so, and I think she might have had like a sidebar conversation with somebody about them communicating. I could be wrong, but I believe they talked every day. But also, like with Zach, I feel like no matter the lack of communication that he has, I feel like whenever it's something that involves some type of pressure or not something positive or all roses, he's going to have a communication issue. He runs from any type of conflict. So I don't think it would have, I don't think,
I agree.
She's extra, but I do feel like it could be, you could come up as kind, as sweet. You could be Mary, Matt, you could wash your feet like Jesus. And and if you bring up any type of conflict, he gonna want to dry his feet off and get up and run. He just cracks under pressure, and I'm not sure if that's I'm the baby and I've been babied by they both are like somewhat spoiled or babied, and so it's kind of made them stuck in this immaturity because she's in her 30s and he's in his late 20s. I feel like they're mentally stuck as children because they're used to being the youngest or the most coddled in both their families. So then they're going against each other trying to get their own way. He's probably not as he's more passive aggressive than she is. And so that's another thing people got to watch out for is that even though she blows up and he's the quiet one, we don't see what he's not doing. And most passive aggressive people are quiet. Him leaving the house that night was passive aggressive behavior because you was just mad at her for leaving, packing her stuff and leave. Then you talking about, oh, I feel unsafe, and then you leave. That's
well,
like
you know, that's that tit for tat. You know,
yeah, and it's passive aggressive.
You do what I'm gonna do it.
I'm mad at you.
That's not even passive aggressive. That's aggressive.
And I don't like that they use such vulgar. They're the only ones that use.
Oh my Lord!
The only ones. I'm like, oh my gosh, why?
Yes, they are definitely cursing.
And it makes me think they're like that in their other relationships too, because it flows too easily. I would think like the way he just. I wasn't surprised when she started cursing at him because I kind of got the hint the first episode that she was like that.
I gotta go, but it was lovely, everyone.
Nice meeting
you. Love you.
Janice, I'm gonna go to your channel.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please subscribe.
I'm subscribed. I'll say bye.
But when I thought it was when I was shocked that he started cursing her back when she cursed at him.
I wasn't.
You wasn't?
I was shocked. I was like,
yeah, because I thought he was taking her back, but he came right back with it like this is normal. So I don't know if they
step out there, you get talking, you want to start cursing, you're gonna get your ass cussed out. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, you know, if you open up once you open up certain doors in your relationship, you can't close them, and that's why you don't open them. And that's the thing that people are not talking about. Gil is already using the divorce word, the D word, as a tool to hurt Marla. And
I don't like that either.
Threaten her, to intimidate her into doing what he wants. But I can tell you now, if you don't kiss me before the end of the thing, then I'm going to divorce you. I'm going to ask for the divorce. Well, you never enter that into your relationship something feedback. You never enter that into a
Right.
relationship unless you're ready to do that.
Yeah, I believe that. I
Mhm.
believe words create worlds. So I believe when you
Mhm.
speak something enough, it'll eventually happen, and you shouldn't even go into it. But Gil, he reminds me like I joined your channel, Janice, last week after Auntie, because I've been a Auntie. I subscribe to both your channels. I love both your channels
Thank
because
you.
I love crime. I love all of it, so I'm all into it.
Thank
But
you.
I was like, yeah, I've dated Jose's and I've dated Gil's. And what I first knows about
You need
Gil's
to
that
get Miss Janice book, honey.
I do. So what I noticed about Gil was the first episode that he was very physically fit. And sometimes the men who are like always in the gym and very, very not all the time, but in some cases they tend to be broke. They'll pay for that gym membership and they'll be physically fit because that's what women physically look after. So I think with Gil, he's not only struggling with the fact that I think that she, I think that he's struggling with the fact that he finds himself very attractive, and some what you call peak niches
Not
find
only
him
are they
attractive.
not only are they broke, but they small too.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've already
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. And
And they
I feel like he's
Mhm.
shocked that she's not all over him because of his looks. He looks like his looks have paved
Well,
the
he's
way
a
for a lot
Exactly.
of things.
He's a dusty
He's
like
not
Miss
attractive
Janice.
to me, but he feels like his looks have paved the way, and Merla's just not impressed at all.
Right. The first episode in his matchmaking, he said, "I want a low maintenance woman."
But what is
Any
a low
man,
maintenance woman though?
any man that says that, come on, men know as a man, you know you have to spend money, and you don't have to spend a whole lot of money, but you know you're gonna have to take me out somewhere decent and buy me some
Absolutely. And then
flowers.
all I'm asking you to do is 2 date nights a month.
She's good, Auntie. She's good. There is no way, honey. After
Yeah,
being in
when
the
you
house for
said
a year
that,
and a
Miss
half,
Janice, I have a life coach, and they're actually pastors. And when you were pointing out how often you and your husband go out to eat, and I was like, he takes my godfather takes my godmother out. I know they go at least 3 times a week. They go so often, take pictures. Someone asked, does she know how to cook? Which it doesn't matter. But they always taking her. They always going somewhere. They pick a place, whether it's good. They pick a new place, different city. Just try something. So like you said,
Yes.
it doesn't have to be expensive.
Even if it's just
It
for
doesn't have to be. So
drinks.
when I
Even
thought
if
about
you
it,
just
Right.
want to meet for
twice
drinks.
a month really is a lot. And you got to think about it. Marla said about her. Marla says she's an introvert. So that means she's probably not going to go out often. But when she goes out, she really wants to put the effort into going out. She wants to get dressed up. She wants to go somewhere nice because it's
Right.
probably not going to be often anyway. So I really think she meant that when she said twice a week, because this is someone who says she don't even
Twice a month. She's
a
good.
month. Because this is someone who don't even want to go to people's houses. She's like, I'll never come here again. She probably just did it because of production. I don't even
She's
think
good
that. I
twice a
think she
month.
didn't want to. I don't think she wants to be bothered with anyone because their minds are so. Some of them have a very poverty mindset. If I'm saying it right, like thinking that they're on an island when they're at the Keys and the cheap motel, all these different things. She's just somewhere else with it. And like I had to learn to get out that mindset myself. It's only expensive when you don't have it. If you can afford to have a purse, you can afford to eat expensive. It's not expensive. So I think that's why people don't like Maryland. Like you said, they just simply don't have the funds to do what she has, what she can do for herself. And she's not asking you to do anything for her that she cannot do for herself.
Right.
That's another thing too. She doesn't have a higher standard than what she can provide for herself. And he still don't want to do it. So I guess his date night was the rub on the feet, because I was confused as to what her date. They didn't even showcase that as that being her date night thing. He didn't even put any real creativity. That's how I knew that he depends on his looks, because he didn't even put any creativity into making an in-home date night.
No,
he didn't do any of that.
No,
he just
not at all. Well, thank you so much, Miss Bianca, for coming on. I'm gonna get ready to let Miss Janice go to bed, honey.
Yeah,
thank you so much, and hopefully we'll be doing this again. And you make sure you drop by, okay?
Yes, you have a good day. Y'all have a good night.
Love you,
Good
sweetie.
night. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
It's gonna be good tomorrow night because with the Jose kicking her out, Rachel out, Auntie, and the Dusty talking to Marla again. You know, Auntie Marla is starting to get on my nerves. Okay, because tomorrow she's gonna say to him, "You shouldn't ask for the divorce or something like that." And he's saying, "Oh no, I still feel like I'm going to ask for the divorce." I hope she don't beg him to stay with her.
I don't think she will.
I can't. I'm not gonna be able to tolerate it.
Me either. If she go groveling to this man,
No, no.
but we will see, won't we?
Yes, we will. I'm gonna try to be doing it live, and we
Yeah,
have
because you do an actual watch party,
I do. I try. I try to do a watch party.
and you don't get copyright strike for those.
No, because I turn it down low and I talk through it. That's the thing. If you talk through it, then I've never had a problem. I've been doing that since I got on YouTube. I've never had an issue. Never, not one time.
Okay.
Because I turn it down and then I talk through it. So if you talk through it, they don't have a straight, comment or anything like that. 20 seconds or something like that.
Okay. Well, make sure we're gonna go ahead on the wrap up. I see you getting sleep. I know you go to bed at 8.
Yeah.
But this was phenomenal. Can you tell them again where they can find you on YouTube?
Thank you. Under my name, Janice Hilton, and my books are on YouTube under my name, Janice. So that's why I use my name, Janice Hilton, because of the channel and my book.
And you have a second channel, right?
I have Allegedly Janice. That's a backup channel. Auntie, do you have a backup channel?
I do. Auntie's Advice channel for women.
Okay, good. That's a backup channel because And then I have my Bible study channel, Study the Bible in 1 Year channel. Mm-hmm.
Janice, thank you so much.
Thank you, Auntie. Let me give you an orphan. Do you want me to put it in the super chat? Or
No, don't you give me
Cash
nothing. No, don't you give me nothing. Don't you give me nothing. Don't give me nothing.
You too.
But I want to do this again.
Yes.
I absolutely want to do this again. And the next time we do this, we'll go over to your channel.
Yes.
Oh my God. I so enjoyed this. And
I really enjoyed this. I really, really love it. And did you see the previews for Ready to Love?
No, I have not.
But I thought about you today. You said you was going to be nice, so.
Yeah, I'm going to be nice because I want to there's a new show that is coming out on the Shade Room called Love Lock, I think. And I'm so scared to do it because the Shade Room got 246 million subscribers. 24 million subscribers. And I'm scared to review it, but I want to review it so bad.
And this is going to be on YouTube, Auntie?
No, it's a Facebook show.
Facebook?
The Shade Room.
Let me look it up.
And I said, I don't know if I want to touch that.
Because I need to do another show because these people are getting on my nerves. There's a couple of new dramas, but I don't do good with dramas.
Yeah, I do with some. My Auntie's Advice channel for women is for murder mysteries and true crime and stuff like that.
Okay, I gotta check that out.
I love that, and I'm just growing that out now. And then I'm about to do a third channel, but I'm not releasing the name of it yet.
Yeah, hold on to it. Okay, all right, I'm gonna check that out. I love those murder mystery shows too.
Well, come on over to Auntie's Advice channel for women.
I'm definitely gonna check it out. Thank you.
And I'm hoping that my subscribers have gone over.
Thank you.
Check her out, please. Let's try to get her to 12,000 subscribers.
Thank you.
I thank you all so much. Thank you, Janice.
You're welcome. Thank you. I'm so glad we were able to connect and get this done because, honey, the Dusty.
The Dusty. All right, everybody. Thank you so much to everybody who was in the comment section.
Love you.
Thank you so much to my moderators who always keep the chat nice and safe so that everybody can enjoy themselves in a non-controversial, non-confrontational chat. Thank you all so much. I love you, Marian Raydella. Thank you again, Janice. Janice, hold on backstage. I love you all. On 3, we're going to say, no, not on 3. We're just going to say bye.
Well, thank you.
Bye, everybody.